Boxing Nation, and we back at it with another banger video. We're gonna go ahead and break down why Mr. George Kambosos has activated the rematch clause with Devin the Dream Haney. The fight date is not set yet, but he did activate the rematch clause recently. So with that being said, I'm gonna just drop out my prediction right here and right now. I predict Devin Haney knocking him out between the 7th to the 11th round. I predict that he either knocks him out or he gets a stoppage. I don't think that there should be a second fight, only because of how much Devin Haney outboxed George Kambosos Jr. in the first fight. I do take my hat off to George Kambosos for fighting a great fight and not taking as many chances, because he could have been lights out at any point the entire night. Devin Haney was just using his jab and, outworking him and things like that. And Devin Haney even told him, like, bro, I'm gonna be ready for anything that you do. Rather if you come in slugging or if you come in trying to outbox me, I'm gonna outbox you. And like, he's just a more skilled fighter. Everything that Devin Haney can do, he can do 10 times better than George Kambosos, in my opinion as well. I think, in my opinion, that Mr. George Kambosos is only taking this fight for a payday. I don't think that he has anything that's telling him that he's gonna beat Devin the Dream Haney. I don't think that he has anything in his toolbox. I don't think he has any skills that he maybe hasn't shown us or anything like that. Like, Mr. George Kambosos just showed us all of everything that he's capable of in boxing. Like, we've seen it in the ring. Like, we've seen it. And he doesn't look like he's getting any more skilled. And yes, he's a fast fighter. Yes, he has quick feet, things like that, but he doesn't use that to his advantage when he gets in the ring. And we seen that when Devin Haney took all of his best attributes away from him. I think it was an amazing fight. I think that the next fight will still be an amazing fight. If they would have been having the fight in the U.S. instead of having the rematch in Australia, I feel like it's gonna flop if they have it in Australia, only because everyone already seen George Kambosos Jr. lose the first fight. We knew that they had the rematch clause. That is here. The time is here for Devin the Dream Haney to fight Mr. George Kambosos for the second time around. We just have to hope that Mr. Devin Haney goes in there and he does everything that he's supposed to do. He's having an amazing night. Of course he will. He's gonna be prepared. He's been asking for these big fights. I'm pretty sure right after the fight with Mr. George Kambosos, they're gonna move up to 140. I take my hat off to Mr. Devin Haney. This boxing game's it's a tough sport. It's a tough sport. You can't play boxing, so I think just for everybody that needs to, like, that wants to really understand this fight, just needs to know that only reason why I don't want this rematch to happen for Mr. George Kambosos is only because I don't want him to be embarrassed, or I don't want him to get embarrassed, or I don't want him to get knocked out or anything like that. I think that the first fight was enough. We've seen him get outboxed. We've seen him get outclassed. Like, Devin Haney, overall, he is a masterclass fighter. At the end of the day, he is his record. I would say his record speaks for him, but he's a lot more experienced than what his record really shows. So I guess, like, people when they see his record and things like that, they can kind of like belittle him in the beginning. But then when you see Devin Haney in action, his ring IQ, the things that, just everything that he's good at, his jab, everything that he can bring together to become a complete fighter, you can see that why he's the best. So yeah, man, I take my hat off to Mr. George Kambosos. I want to know who do you guys have in the rematch, Devin the Dream Haney or George Kambosos Jr.? I want you guys to comment that down below. Like I said, I'm going to keep on coming with these videos every day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. But it's Boxing Nation, and we're going to be back with another video tomorrow. Gang.